Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am the Real Estate Doc, and I am going to talk today about my boy, Dave Ramsey. He's actually not my boy. I have a few choice words for him. When I first heard about Dave Ramsey, he is someone who a lot of people were talking about how you should get out of debt. I've heard so many good things about him, so I started listening to him, and I started drinking the Kool-Aid of Dave Ramsey. Then I found out this guy is full of crap. There's so many things he says. It's not like he contradicts himself or anything. He sticks to one thing and one thing only, and that is to get out of debt. The only problem is he is leading people astray. Why am I doing this video, you ask? For a couple reasons. One, I had a friend in school, which I'm going to get into later, who just screwed up his life because he listened to advice of Dave Ramsey. Secondly, I also had an investment that I was going to do, but because of the advice of Dave Ramsey, the deal fell through. So I'm going to get into that right now. So first, I'm going to show you a few things that Dave Ramsey has said.
183,000? Did I hear that right?
Yeah.
Holy
You've been in school
crap.
for a little bit longer than we were supposed to be.
Holy.
So this is the thing. You're insulting people because they racked up a lot of student loans. First of all, I have a lot of student loan debt, and that's just like the way of the land. Every person, and I've watched several of his videos, he does this thing where he says, oh, well, how much student debt do you have? Oh, I have $238,000 student debt. What is wrong with you? Why would you do that to yourself? I mean, it's education. If someone tells me that I want to get into Harvard University or whatever it is, and it's their law school or business school or med school, and it's a prestigious school, or Yale or Stanford or Michigan State or any of these schools, why are you giving them a hard time because they have a lot of student debt? You know, not everyone had a silver spoon in their mouth. Not everyone had daddy and mommy to be paying for their student loans. Don't get mad at them.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is your all's income doing? 123 sounds low.
Well,
Then he's insulting their income. 123 sounds low.
we're still doing our 401k.
You're broke. You don't need to be doing a 401k. You're $183,000 in student loan debt. You don't need to be doing anything.
That's the other question.
Are you kidding me? So he said that because he has $138,000 in debt, mind you, these guys make decent money. He says, you're broke. You shouldn't be doing anything. Your 401k, why would you even start a 401k? Are you kidding me? People at McDonald's start a 401k. No offense to those who do McDonald's, but you're just telling me because he's in debt, he shouldn't start any type of 401k? Let me tell you something. Scenario here. He pays off his student loans. He suffers for 10 years, gets his $138,000 in student loans, hits his 40s and 50s. Now you're telling me that you're only going to spend money, or you're only going to save money for the last 10 years of your 401k life, when your company would probably match it or double it or whatever it is, where he could have been saving. Even if he was putting down $10 a paycheck, you're telling me that he should not save at all because he has $138,000 in student debt. Dave Ramsey, good job.
We're in the process of trying to look for a house because our rent will be going up when we renew in August.
No way.
It could possibly go up to $800.
What do you say no way about?
No way.
And,
no way what?
We're trying to see if it would be better to find a house in that same payment
No
range.
what?
No. You are broke. You do not need to buy a house with $183,000 in student loan debt.
And this is just the beginning. He's saying he shouldn't buy a house because he has $138,000. He should not buy a house. So what the other scenario is you're telling me that he should continue to pay rent to someone else. No offense to those rent payers, but he should continue to pay rent to somebody else for how many more years and have nothing to show for it, instead of to put down money and buy a house and get the money at the end of the day, because it's going back towards him. It's going back towards his equity. If he sells his house now and he gets a 20, 30, 50, 100, $75,000 check when he's leaving, it would have been better than if he should stay where he is and keep renting. How does that make any sense, Dave Ramsey? Here's another video. The title is Your $220,000 in student loan isn't going to be forgiven. Oh, and this is, I'm going to explain, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video. He has several like this. This is not just an isolated incident.
And 175,000 of that's going to be forgiven after 10 years, and then about 5 more years to go.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
You haven't read about the student loan forgiveness program?
What should she read about?
No,
what fake news?
I mean, not. Is there anything else that obviously there's something I don't know.
Yeah, 93,000 people have made application. Less than 100 have gotten it.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Words are powerful, okay? This man has been spreading this rumor about not doing the student loan forgiveness program. He doesn't know the numbers. He was never in this program. There's a reason. I was trying to figure out why is that, in case you people aren't following, the student loan forgiveness program is if you do public service or if you work for a nonprofit and you have student loans. You work for a nonprofit for 10 years. So let's say I'm at a hospital, then I go to a university like Michigan State University, another nonprofit. My student loans will be forgiven after I work there for 10 years. Even if my loans is $10 million, it's forgiven. Obviously, it's exaggeration. But Dave Ramsey has been preaching that you should not wait for that 10-year period for loans. You should just work and eat ramen noodles until you pay off that loan. But my thing is, the reason why a lot of these people did not get their student loans forgiven, because honestly, the group in right now are the grandfathers of the group. These are the first people that started the 10-year program. And a lot of them didn't know that you had to renew every year to get your student loans forgiven. And I honestly, truly believe that that's one of the reasons. If I'm wrong, please comment below because I do want to learn about this. But Dave Ramsey is preaching this. Now, this is why I'm upset. I had a friend, let's call him Kevin Hart. He was in the student loan forgiveness program at a nonprofit. And because of Dave Ramsey, he quit his job. Doctor of physical therapy, he was my colleague. Doctor of physical therapy quit his job. And guess what he's doing right now? He's a truck driver. Because why? Because Dave Ramsey told him that you should not waste your time trying to pay off student loan forgiveness. Now, he thinks that truck driving is going to be lucrative, which I don't know if it is or is not, but he quit his job to be a truck driver because he thought that paying off his student loans and waiting the 10-year period out is not a smart thing to do. But instead, he wants to go and be truck driver because Dave Ramsey, which he was trying to convince me to follow this method too. No, I'm going to stay at my nonprofit and I'm going to get my student loans paid off. And right now we're in COVID, and so I'm not even paying off. But this 10 years is still counting towards as far as I keep renewing it. This was very bad advice, and he gave it to somebody else in my family who has listened to him, quit her job. Not that she quit her profession, quit her job and went to another company. Now, let's see if this actually is right. I need my student loans forgiven too. Now, I'm $1 million in student debt.
And no, sir.
What were you thinking?
Well, I wasn't thinking clearly. So
really, you're going to get mad?
Down and calculated my interest rate.
You're going to get mad because
my interest is.
Look at his reaction. Even when he heard interest.
My fiance and our.
Hold on, let me pause a second. Even when he heard interest on the $1 million in student debt, this man his head almost exploded. Look, this is America, and this is why we have opportunities, is because of loans and things like that. You can further yourself in life with debt, okay? You just have to be smart about it. You have to look down and write down your debt to income ratio. Dave Ramsey's method of saying people, and actually, let me show you a video before I get into this, but he thinks that rich people got rich because they saved money, and that is 100% false. Look at Shark Tank. Are they saving money or are they making good investments? Those are two different things. And I'm not saying go to the club and spend money and things like that. Like, no, I'm saying when you spend your money wisely and spend within your means and put money in investment properly, you can get rich. 5 things that will make you wealthy by Dave Ramsey.
It's no longer an opinion. It's not a theory. I don't agree with Dave Ramsey's advice, which would make you wrong.
So we're wrong because we disagree with you? Does that make any sense, Dave Ramsey? It just sounds like you're bitter.
Or a broke 26-year-old journalism student deeply in student loan debt writing an article about me. That's humorous.
Wait, so why we gotta be broke? Why we gotta be a journalist student if we're insulting your work? There's a reason why we're insulting your work. Okay.
Get out of debt. You're going to live on less than you make. And then you're going to save some money. You know how rich people get rich? They save money. Wow.
Oh, really?
I don't know if I agree with Dave Ramsey's investment assumptions. I don't give a crap if you agree with my investment assumptions.
Why are you getting mad, bro? He said rich people get rich because they save money. Okay, you're talking about rich people getting rich. Let's look at Mark Zuckerberg, who is a billionaire. He still took a down payment, he still got a lender to lend him money to buy his house. If he was so rich, and this is what rich people do, then why would he need to get a lender? He only got like a 1% interest rate or whatever because banks were vying for him because obviously he's good to pay back his mortgage. So banks were like begging him, take my money, let us borrow you the money so you can buy a house. Why would he need to do that? Why would athletes need to do that? Why would people like Warren Buffett? Warren Buffett said it himself that he would rather buy houses with a loan because the value of money goes down over time. So he would rather buy a house. Let's say he bought a house in Columbia Heights, Washington, D.C. for $50,000 back in the 80s and it's worth $1 million now. So it would be better for him to be paying off that little by little. The point is, if rich people only save to get rich, then why are these same rich people taking out mortgages? If his mantra is, this is how you get rich, is you to get out of debt. Okay, you got out of debt. What now? What else, Dave Ramsey? What you got?
You know what my investment assumption is? My assumption is you're going to be broke until you save money. That's my assumption. You need to get up off your assumption and go do something.
And this is another reason why I had a family member who I wanted to invest money, and this doctor family member of mine has enough money to invest. What the investment was not anything astronomical, but do you know why she did not want to invest money? Oh, Dave Ramsey told me that I should stop spending so much money and I should get out of debt so that I can live debt-free. You're telling me that you have the money to invest in this lucrative property and you don't want to invest because Dave Ramsey said that being in debt is bad and you're in handcuffs and chains because you're in debt. Let me tell you, most of these millionaires, most of these billionaires have debt on their hand. It's just that they're smart enough, not to only worry about paying it off, but their investments are paying off these debts. Don't be stupid. I'm not advocating that, saying that, oh, to get out of debt is wrong. But don't just live your life saying, okay, the next 5 or 10 years, I'm going to do everything humanly possible and suffer while so I can pay off my debt. Yes, I want you to pay off your debt. Obviously, that's a good thing. But the thing is, Dave Ramsey, I think you have a lot of nuggets. I do think you drop a lot of knowledge, but your lifestyle and what you're preaching to these people are really making people suffer. You're making them miss out on opportunities. You're making them quit their jobs to do stupid things. And Dave Ramsey, please shut your pipe hole.
100% of the people that don't save money don't have any. Wow, how's that for insight? Doesn't take a freaking rocket scientist to figure this out.